Yo, yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome to Trippy Commentaries. Thanks for joining us here in Grand Theft Auto 5 as we try to solve the Chiliad Mystery. I'm RJ. We're joined up by Danny Coldblood. What is happening, music video?
What's going on, Trippy? Thanks for having me on the show, man. Can't wait to get into it, man.
Yeah, we definitely need you on this one because there's been a major discovery found deep within the surface here at Fort Zancudo. If you guys get the infrared scope, the quad scope, you can see underground, and sometimes you'll find blinking or square, I don't know what you want to call them, but they're lights underground, maybe signaling the much anticipated Black Project secret level of Fort Zancudo. Danny, did you ever get the jetpack in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas?
I never got to the point where I actually earned it. I did use some cheats, though, to experience it, and it was fun, man. I can't wait till we actually find out if we can ever get this thing in this game, because imagine how awesome that would be. And, if it would be in single player or online, if it was online, that would be awesome, going online and terrorizing people with a jetpack and some, flyby shootings, man. But, yeah, in San Andreas, I had a good time with it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was definitely perfect for that version of San Andreas, and I think it's going to be perfect for this installment of San Andreas. Getting from Mount Chiliad to Los Santos would be a breeze if we actually had a jetpack, and especially one that is a little bit more technological than the one we saw in that original game. So we are getting some clues, Danny. We've even been talking about it. I remember you had the episode bringing up some of the different things that the bunkers were talking about. It's pretty clear that they're getting towards possibly a Chiliad Mystery expansion of some kind, something to do with aliens, and there was the alien crash site discovery here in GTA Online. Well, in this episode, guys, we're going to check out some of the more mysterious locations in the game with the new infrared scope. Remember, guys, go over to the Vespucci Beach Mass Shop. Definitely purchase this thing because, man, it is big. Especially because, Danny, in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, that is where we got this infrared scope, and it seems like they keep bringing stuff back from past Rockstar games. You were the first one to bring up Smuggler's Run, and sure enough, we got the Smuggler's Run DLC. You called that one to the T. So if we're going to keep getting these relics from the past, Danny, it's only right we get the jetpack from San Andreas, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I do believe it's going to be tied to the military base in some way, shape, or form, as a lot of the clues seem to mirror the past games, whether it's a GTA game or just another Rockstar title. You can almost see how the clues in the GTA 5 Chiliad Mystery are paralleled to other situations or clues or events that we can get from the past titles that Rockstar's worked on. Don't forget about that clock that we have in the city here that says the more things change, the more they stay the same. So even though we're in a different game or in a different area, we still might have the same clues that are mirrored to use presently or even hopefully in the future as we one day solve this Chiliad mystery.
Good call, good call. Sorry for maybe some small technical hiccups here and there. We do have Danny coming in via satellite all the way from New York. We're here in Florida. We got all the hurricanes. You know how it is, guys. But thanks again for joining up for the episode. But Danny, let's kick off this episode before going to some of the more mysterious locations in the game like Chiliad and the Humane Labs. Let's see if we can break into Fort Zancudo. You ready to do this?
Let's do it.
All right, let's head to the bunker. Let's see if we can get there on foot. Here we go. Make sure to activate your scope. Bastard! We probably should have called Lester to maybe call off the cops. And I don't really have much for ammo at all. Damn it. I'll stop the shotgun.
We should have ran in there with the buggy, man. Smuggler run style.
I guess it's not too late. Let's go grab it real quick. We got to make it over to the bunker. We'll activate the thermal scope. I'm sure you guys have probably seen the lights underneath the bunker and really all of the military base. At this point, all the community's been talking about it. Oh, damn, they're still shooting at me, bro. Where are you at?
I died. I'm going around the corner.
Alright, I got you. So I'm not sure if these lights are only here at Fort Zancudo, Danny, or if they're going to be other locations here in the game. I guess we're going to find out here shortly. But I don't know, it just seems like many people are considering it to be a glitch, or maybe even lights from something else. I've heard some people maybe even feel like it is from the underground bunker, which is right there at the end of Fort Zancudo, but that spawns in. That's actually, something that actually has to load in altogether. So I'm not sure if that's the case, right now, to me, it is unanswered. But that said, here we are, Danny. Don't kill us. Shizen.
Let's do it. I think that we should definitely take a look at the other bunkers that we are able to get and see if lights are below the ground as well. And if they are not, well, then that kind of debunks the theory that it is the underground bunker, and possibly something that we should investigate a little bit further and maybe uncover something huge, like another clue or step towards a jetpack.
All right, I'm at the elevator, Danny. Activate the thermal. I'm not seeing anything below us. As usual, the elevator is not open. But you have to admit, it does look pretty trippy with all these soldiers, driving around. You can't really see the car, but you can see them just, sitting there, flying around the corners.
Absolutely, this is insane.
What do you think about the new addition to the game, bro?
I think this is absolutely awesome. I can't even believe that you're able to do this. Like I said, I bought the helmets when the update came out, and I found one that says "See you on the other side" on there, which kind of like links to the Omega and Space Docker. So I thought, oh man, there might be something to this. But I didn't realize how to activate it until you told me. So I now understanding that there's thermal scope or thermal vision. This is really interesting, and it gives you a lot of possibilities and a lot of things to look at while I'm trying to find clues.
So you can see some of the lights underground right now. They look pretty far in the distance. And it's interesting, Danny, because some of these squares, coming in, some of these squares, you wonder what they are at first. But once you zoom in, you'll realize they're just people. So if that's the case with some of them in the distance, maybe there's a chance that the red blips we're seeing underground, we can see one somewhere around there. There it is. But maybe those are people. And if they're people, that is proof that the underground level to Fort Zancudo actually exists. Once again, it seems to be sort of a glitch, but it's definitely unanswered. And Danny, if that red blip does turn out to be a human, then we're on to something.
Absolutely. And, I really think that it's possible because Rockstar uses a lot of different avenues within their games to give us clues. One of those avenues is the television and the different stuff on the TV screens that we can watch in our apartments or wherever. And the one show, the Power Rangers show, whatever, the Space Ranger show, it actually shows it go underground into an underground area where they're actually storing a bunch of different supplies and technological advances and stuff. So I mean, I think that that's basically a straightforward clue showing that there could be, things underground, man. Definitely.
Here we are on the top of Mount Chiliad. For the first time, we are going to activate our infrared scopes, and we will see if we find anything within the mountain, Danny. Let's activate it. Here we go. Let's do this. Do you see anything?
I am looking. I don't see anything yet, man. Nothing yet.
I'm not seeing anything, guys. Of course, we encourage you to do this yourself. Come up to the top of Mount Chiliad in GTA Online. This is the only way you can use these thermal scopes and see if you can find anything. But I don't know. For starters here, Danny, I have to say that right now it seems like there's nothing.
We're also not too far away from the location in the mission Predator where we can use the thermal vision, and we also can spot Bigfoot in that mission as well. So this is a good area to check this out at.
Yeah, that's a really good call, because the only time that we actually use the thermal scope within single player is when we can find Bigfoot. Man, that's a great point, Danny. So it only makes sense that we maybe could find perhaps the Jetpack or some other kind of mythological creature by using the thermal scope. But I'd have to say, Danny, it looks like there's nothing to find here on top of Mount Chiliad. I mean, you have to think, Danny, a lot of people are saying that those things found underground are not exclusive to Fort Zancudo, but if it turns out that's the only place that we're finding them, then it really would prove that they're pointing out the military base.
Right, exactly. So we really should take a minute one of these days to go and look at all the underground bunker locations and kind of look around with these thermal visions and see if there's anything underground. If there is, well then we can kind of scrap it away as that. But if not, that really does show and highlight Fort Zancudo as a good focal point.
Not to mention, you have the Black Project from San Andreas. That was in the military base, so not only do we have these signatures underneath the military base in this game, but you have to use the thermal scope, which you also had to use during the Black Project mission as well. So this could really be pointing us towards the Black Project. The next location, Danny, is Ursula's house. Not only Ursula's house, but you have Mount Gordo over there as well. There's so much we can mention about this location, and really Ursula is the Chiliad witch. So let's see if she's hiding anything, bro.
And this is also the location where the lighthouse guy on the stairs in the early morning hours, too.
Yeah, that's right. And also you have the unmarked grave on the opposite side, so you would hope to maybe see something in there. How about a dead body? You know, if you actually saw a body within the grave, that would be crazy. That would be like a massive discovery right here in the episode. But I'm not seeing anything.
Trippy, if you look over here, I see 2 dots down there, man. Like, I'm pointing towards them right now.
Really?
Yeah, you see those?
No, I'm not seeing them on my screen.
Oh, yeah, man. I see them clear as day, man.
Okay, so that
Right
brings
there.
up the question, are these dots, you know, just for each individual person? Like, are we seeing different ones?
Oh, man, that's crazy. It's in the water. It's like 2 dots, like about an inch away from each other on my screen. So I don't know how relative that would be, you know, when you're actually down there with them. But they're actually, one just disappeared. I could record the footage for you. One literally just disappeared. Now I have 1 dot, and it's in like the water right there, and it just disappeared. The last one disappeared as well. Don't know what's going on here. It is Sunday at 5 or 6:19 in the game. I'm not sure what's going on, if it's a glitch or not. But we had 2 dots, down to 1 dot, and now
Dude,
down
you
to
should
no
see it
dots.
on my screen, bro. This is crazy. I have multiple dots, confirmed multiple dots, but the thing is I'm zooming in on them and zooming out, and then they move locations. It is very trippy. So we can pretty much debunk that it is exclusive to Fort Zancudo, because these are the craziest dots yet. They are definitely moving, and I don't know what's going on, guys. Definitely let us know what you think about this, because this is one of the glitchiest things I've ever seen. It can't possibly be some sort of underground base at this point. Are you seeing anything on your end, bro?
Yeah, actually, I just seen about a couple seconds ago, one more popped up in a different spot than the first 2 were. Still under the water, though. Still in this little river area right here. Or this little area between the mountains right here. So I don't know what's going on. This is kind of insane how they're coming and then going and then moving locations. If you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing, Trippy, this is definitely something to look more into, because is it just a glitch, or is there something that they're actually letting us, you know, actually discover for ourselves and maybe develop into an awesome discovery? You know, that'd be great to find something.
Yeah, this is nuts. And we have to point out that this thermal scope is usually pretty accurate. In other words, if you look around, the only things that you are going to see are actual people. You know, there's someone over there. Looks like they're gardening. You have 2 people over there hanging out. It's pretty much to the T that you can only see people. So then why is there random lights underground? Are these aliens underground? Because that's a definite possibility, guys.
This is so crazy because it's in the water area for me, which makes me think, you know, it's going to be hard to try to investigate the deep waters since we can't wear the helmet when we're in like the submarine and stuff. But I wonder if we go out on a boat, what's going to be at the underwater UFO? What's going to be at the underwater hatch? This makes me think that there could be stuff hiding throughout this game. Like you said, what if there's aliens among us here and online? A lot of stuff to think about. Crazy shit here.
Everyone knows that the Humane Labs is a cover-up. They are working on some super weapons within the facility. And just down the road, there's that weird building, Danny, where you have the men in black protecting it. So let's see if we can find anything by using the thermal scope. What do we have here? Okay, just looks like some more people again, bro.
Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing yet.
Looks like just people so far. Let's run inside here. I'm sure they're going to try to kill us pretty quickly here, but you would think that if there is some heat signatures to find, this would be the place to find them. We already know they're working on like some kind of toxin or whatever. There's got to be some stuff giving off heat.
Exactly, man, exactly.
Interesting. So it looks like we actually can run around in here, no problem. We don't have any stars, unlike in single player, where if you come in here, I think you have 4 stars automatically. We have no wanted level. But going back to that last location, you said how it was underwater that we were finding the lights. And so far, the only other thing that we found is the heat signatures. And I really think that the fact that it's underwater shows you that there's no way that it could be a car or people, because obviously they wouldn't be able to breathe.
Right, right. I think that there's definitely something going on, and I would like to get to the bottom of it. Since it's not in all of the locations, you know what I mean? Like you said, you would think it would happen here at the Humane Labs, given all the relevance to what goes on here.
Exactly, because so far we have nothing on top of Chiliad, absolutely nothing here at the Humane Labs, yet for some reason there's a bunch of lights at Fort Zancudo, and there's a bunch of lights at Ursula's house, of all places. It's just a stark difference between absolutely nothing, we don't see any squares or any lights whatsoever, and then all of a sudden we find some highly suspicious lights. It's a big difference.
We could see if there's anything to do with the water, any truth to be held with that.
Could the aliens be hiding under the waters of San Andreas? I still don't know what to make of that, guys. I guess I'm leaning towards a glitch. What do you think so far, Danny? Do you think that this is possibly a legit clue, or are you leaning more towards a glitch, at least in the early stages of this investigation?
See, I normally would kind of lean towards a glitch, but like you said a little bit ago, man, usually the thermal vision is accurate, it's on point, and it doesn't show anything but a heat signature. So I'm kind of wondering, it was used in single player for their Predator mission to show off one of the biggest Easter eggs we have in the game, which is Bigfoot's. And I really think there might be something that has to do with the big clue involving this and online, since we were given so much recently. New clue and a new way to progress through the mystery.
Danny said it, guys. This thing has been perfect so far. We haven't seen any glitches whatsoever above the surface. So if you think that what we're finding underground is a glitch, that's going out on a limb, guys, because at least so far, there's been no glitches. It's been completely perfect. So are you saying that it's a glitch found underground? Because all of a sudden, you have to start to think it's probably something more. Danny and I have talked a lot about underground tunnels, possibly with aliens in them referenced here in the game. So with these new signatures found, Danny, maybe it's not humans, it could be underground aliens. And now we're at the UFO location, so it's only right for us to check out the UFO, Danny.
There is stuff in the water, skeletons of larger creatures. We have the hatch, a lot of places to explore. So I'm glad that we're here checking this out.
Yeah, especially because we found the signatures over there at Ursula's near the water. Well, there's definitely a lot of water here, Danny, but I gotta say, I'm not seeing anything. What about you?
I'm seeing a whole lot of nothing as well.
So there you have it, guys. This is as confusing as it gets. We're finding a lot of signals over there at Fort Zancudo, and then we find them at Ursula's house, but other than that, not a single trace. I don't know what to make of it, Danny. Any last words for you about this new investigation that we have here in the Chiliad Mystery community?
Oh, I'm very interested in it. I think it's a great idea to check out all the relevant spots that we know of. And just because we check out a spot doesn't mean that there's necessarily nothing there. We know that GTA does play into the day of the week and the time and the weather. So just, remember those factors as well as we do this investigation, because a location we might scratch off or check mark off, that might be something that we could go back to at a different day or time or weather and have, a different experience. So I'm very open-minded. I can't wait to see what comes of this, because I think it's here for a reason. I think there's a lot of locations that we should look into, and a lot of locations that we've already looked at today, and we've seen some anomalies, and it deserves a lot of attention because this is tied directly to Easter eggs in single player, previous GTA games, and the Jetpack, and there's a reason why we got it now in a DLC that's tied to Rockstar's past as well. I think there's nothing but good things to come from this. If anything, it's a good time as well to investigate. So Trippy, I'm excited for the future and to see what is going to be for this thermal vision.
With the original discovery taking place at that bunker, you have the signatures underneath since day one we went to that elevator which says Native 1. We know about the Black Project from San Andreas, so it makes all the sense in the world that there would be something underneath there. And on top of that, you have the abduction beam that shines down from the UFO. And that abduction beam was something that they added in Next Gen. It wasn't in the original version, so Rockstar has really gone out of their way to show us there might be something going on underground at that location, and this is just yet another clue that adds fuel to the fire. Appreciate you guys joining up for the episode. Make sure to stay tuned. We have plenty more to come. And we do have a Chiliad Mystery live stream on Saturday night, so hopefully you guys can join up for that as well. Hit the notification button. It'll let you guys know when we start. And thanks again for joining up, Danny. We're looking forward to hooking up with you for the Vice City sessions.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait, man. That's going to be a blast. And thanks for having me on the channel today, man. A lot of interesting stuff, and can't wait to see what comes of it, you know. Hopefully people can find some stuff or let us know, or if anything, we'll go ahead and investigate it again in the future.
Oh, hell yeah. And of course with the Vice City sessions, guys, we're going to have some special guests to co-host those live streams. Danny will definitely be one of the special guests, so watch out for that. And I got to give a special thanks to so many people in the Chiliad Mystery community, like Music Vidiot, who have not given up and have been here since the start. The community is stronger than ever, and it kind of feels like Rockstar is adding some stuff to the game. They're fucking with our community for sure. Pretty soon, we're going to have something big go down in the Chiliad Mystery. So stay tuned for that, because you know, Trippy Commentaries and Music Vidiot have always had your back, and we always will here in GTA 5, as well as Grand Theft Auto 6 and Red Dead Redemption 2, guys. A lot to come. Much love. Any last words, Danny?
Hey, man, stay trippy, and as always, peace.
Well said, bro. Stay tuned, guys. More importantly, as always, stay motherfucking trippy, my friends.